Why is it that every time you confront your spouse, it ends up backfiring? Because that's the truth. I'm Paul Friedman. I'm the founder of the Marriage Foundation. And in this video, we're going to talk about one of the biggest mistakes that people make when they're married. And I'm going to give you some ideas of what you can do about it. And I'm going to, at the end of the video, I'm going to give you a technique that is one of the most best techniques you'll ever encounter. And I actually got it from a therapist friend because I used to be a divorce mediator many years ago. It's a wonderful technique. So let's get into this topic though. What we're talking about, confrontation, is saying to your spouse, why did you do this? Or what were you thinking? Or did you think this was going to be okay? Or why are you taking the kids here? We don't think of them as confrontational ideas that we're expressing, but from the person receiving them, put yourself in their position. They're feeling like, whoa, hey, I did the best I could. Now, when you say you're now in that position of being confronted and you're going, hey, I did the best I could. Or you could be saying, why is he always picking on me? Those are defensive reactions, okay? And those reactions are already lined up and set up in your mind. They're there. So I'm going to approach this to you as a confronter and to you as a confrontee, so you can manage your peace in a much better way. Okay? So first we'll take the confrontee, because the confrontee is the one who's most affected, most impacted by this regularly used confrontational process that you find in marriages everywhere. So as the confrontee, understand that you have a mind. C.S. Lewis said it best. He said, you don't have a soul. You are the soul. You have a body and you have a mind, but you're the soul. And God created you perfectly. You are a soul of joy, a soul of love. And so when you are confronted, what's happening is you, the soul, are not actually feeling anything. And understanding this is very important. You, the mind, or your mind, which is actually the ego, let's call it the ego, because it's kind of a combination of mind and soul, is the ego. The ego is hit with this confrontation, and all you want to do is what? You want to attack back, or you want to run away. Sound familiar? Fight or fly. Goes back to self-preservation that you learned about in middle school. And so we have to understand when we're being attacked, and by the way, the technique that I'm going to teach you is salvation for you in this case, okay? So what happens is when you recognize that ain't me that's being attacked, that's really reacting, that's my mind. Because sometimes you're not really being attacked. It's just your partner's frustration is high. They're with you all the time. And so they take it out on you and they attack you. So you could blame them and go, they attack me all the time. What's wrong with them? Oh, now you're doing the same thing, you see. And this is what happens. It becomes a cycle, back and forth, back and forth. Now, as a confronter, and you're probably not doing as much of it as being the confrontee. And that's true for every single person, even in that same marriage. Be aware. Recognize that when you confront, what you're doing is you're attacking. And because you know them, you know your soulmate so well, you know all their buttons, you're going to be hitting them. That's your job, you think. And it's not even a conscious thought, it's a subconscious thought. So here we go. So as the confronter, what I want you to do is I want you to be aware. before you say something, before you hit them with this complaint or this annoyance, stop yourself and ask yourself, is this heavy, or is it not even necessary for me to say anything because it'll pass? And as a final result, don't say anything. Don't say anything. You're not going to change them anyway. Okay? Now, as the confrontee, and here's what I'm going to give you. This is a technique. This technique is a treasure. This technique is called the bowling ball feather technique. All right? Now, you have to use your imagination here, but visualize yourself as a feather. Oh, I'm a feather. I'm just floating in the air. And oh my God, here's a bowling ball coming at me. No worries, because just the force of wind from that bowling ball, and I'm going to float away. I'm not going to be hit. I cannot be hit. I'm a feather. Try grabbing a feather that's floating. You see? So what you are doing is you are taking yourself and removing yourself from the onslaught. This is a phenomenal technique, and people respond to me all the time. They tell me this is a magical technique. Thank you so much for sharing it. So now I promised you that we would get into the next steps. So here's what I'm driving at with that. Everyone who comes to these videos, and thank you very much for coming to this video and liking it and sharing it and subscribing if you haven't already. I appreciate that very much. Everyone who comes here has a marriage that isn't amazing. That's the universal. I'm not saying you have a terrible marriage, but I know your marriage isn't amazing. Or even if you weren't even looking for this and it popped up, you wouldn't be interested because your marriage is already phenomenal. And the reason why we don't have a great marriage right off the bat is because we weren't taught. It's really that simple. And so what happened was I didn't know that myself. In 2001, I was a divorce mediator. I used to help people get a divorce. I even spoke at Second Saturday, and I would help people get a divorce without fighting. I really believed in divorce at that time. In fact, at that time in 2001, I was divorced myself. What happened to me was that a couple came to me, very nice couple, and they wanted a divorce. And I said, okay, let's get started. And they, both of them, broke down and cried. They didn't really want a divorce. Now, I knew very well the therapist who sent them to me because they sent me a lot of business. For me, it was business, and it was quite a lucrative business. And so I knew that this therapist didn't mess around. If they were sent over to me because their marriage was done, their marriage was done. So I thought, okay, I can't harm them if I try to help them. And at that time, the trend was believing that all marriages hinged on proper communication. And I'm being a communications expert, helping people get a divorce, I thought I'll give it a try. So I asked them for a little time so I could figure out how to structure a plan for them. And the thought occurred to me, people get married out of love because you ask anybody, ask yourself, why did I get married? And it'll be because I fell in love. But why do we really get married? Yes, we fall in love. But is that enough of a reason to actually commit to a lifetime with somebody else? And I thought, this is a little out of balance here. And then I gave it more and more thought. I asked everybody, and no one could give me a universal answer to why get married at all. And then I'll be honest with you. I prayed, I meditated, and the idea came to me. We get married, and the simplicity of the answer was mind-boggling. We get married to be happy. Isn't it true? We get married because we want to be happy. So I thought, okay, well, what causes universal happiness? It's not the absence of pain. Obviously, we want that. But what it is love. That's the answer. You cannot be feeling love towards your spouse and feel anger towards them at the same time. Now, you may say, oh, no, I love them, but I get angry all the time. Yes, but at that moment, it can't be done because love is what we manifest when we want that connection. And it doesn't allow in things like anger, anxiety, disappointments, criticism. It doesn't allow it in. So I worked with this couple, and they got off to a really good start. They're probably still married today. I can't imagine how they wouldn't be. And so then I thought, you know what? Morally, I have no right to divorce people anymore. Morally, I have no right to divorce people because now I know that I can help people be married. And I started working with people. I mean, I had a great pool of clients at Second Saturday. And I would talk to people and I'd say, look, I can help you through your marriage problems. And let's try that. And so for 8 years, that's what I did. I'm not a Western psychologist, but my ticket to give people a divorce was fine in California to save their marriage too. And so what happened was I worked with these people and I started accumulating this incredible knowledge base. It's phenomenal, the things that I learned. Then, 8 years later, I wrote 2 books in fairly rapid succession, Lessons for Happy Marriage, and then Breaking the Cycle. And I started training marriage counselors, the ones who used to send me the clients that they thought their marriage was over, started sending me clients, but this time for me to save their marriage. It was amazing. And you might say, wow, this guy really thinks a lot of himself. No, I don't. I think a lot of what I discovered. I discovered what it takes. And so then we put together, and I say we because I had the help from a family friend who's an IT expert, put together online courses. And part of what I learned was an individual is the one who saves the marriage. It's never the two, never the two. Now, I say 95% of the time because I never believe in saying never. So I say 95% of the time. And you could ask any marriage counselor whether this is true or not, and they will all confirm that it is. When a couple goes in, only one of them is really serious. And I'm not talking about they talk sincerely or they act like they really want this, but only one of them. And that's natural because we're individuals and we're rarely on the same page, especially for a big thing like this. And so one is going in out of love and respect or out of being bullied into it or dragged into it. And then they get into this environment and they become competitive with each other naturally. Oh, I'm much more mistreated than they are. They don't say that, but it comes out that way. Or they start trying to win over the marriage counselor. Be on my side. I need you to be on my side in this case. What do you think? Well, I realized that that's no way to heal a marriage. And what I did was I put together this online course based on what I had learned. And the online course, either for men or for women, focuses on the foundation of the marriage, which is love, and how to create the love back into the marriage. And at the same time, I teach about marriage. Because if you don't understand marriage to some depth, and people say, oh, I've been married 35 years because I worked with older people too. I've been married 35 years. Of course I know how to be married. Really? Then how come you're having problems? And they go, well, it's because no, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's because we were never taught. And I'll give you a great example. So I already showed you, and I hope you agree with me, that love is the foundation and love is the goal of our marriage. Love is what we're seeking, that unity. We don't get married just so that we are with our best friend. Sure, they're our best friend, but we get married for that joy, for that happiness. Isn't that true? Now, what else I discovered is that there are things that undermine your marriage, and there are things that build your marriage. And there's no need to do the things that undermine, but we're never taught this. So I'll give you a quick example. The 3 C's: criticism, complaining, condemnation. These are underminers, and they're never necessary. People say, yeah, but what if? Well, it's okay. You don't have to go there. You really don't. So, long story short, take the course. Now, you may say, well, my marriage is pretty good. It's not blowing up. It's just, yeah, I could use a few tweaks. Sure, I know that. But you have no idea what it's like when you really learn how to be married. Because when you do, and you apply what you learn, wow. And I'm here to tell you, there ain't nothing better than marriage. Nothing. I'll go further. It's God's gift to us that we can feel the very love that He created us with. It's mind-boggling. Now you go, I don't believe in God. Well, I don't care whether you do or not. He still created us. And so this love, you can't deny love. And I'm not talking about the increased like that we feel when we come across something that gives us a little bit of pleasure. This is a deep experience that you can have on a constant basis. And I'm going to tell you right now, I guarantee that when you take this course, you will be floating in this sea of love that you call your marriage. And so I urge you to look into the course for men or the course for women, depending on your gender, and sign up for it because it's going to change your life. And you could take a look at the reviews on our website and you'll see what other people say. Okay, that's it. I wanted to share that with you because I feel that I would be letting you down if I didn't tell you there's much more to marriage than what you think. Now, you can like this video, you can share it. I wouldn't mind if you do. You could subscribe. I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. We at the Marriage Foundation have been doing this for over 25 years. We love you. God bless you, and take care.